everyone, and thanks so much for tuning in today. Welcome back. So today we're going to talk all about low back pain. We're going to take a look at the structures that are involved. We'll be looking at the anatomy of it. I will be showing you a few exercises, a couple of stretches and strengthening exercises that you can do in the comfort of your own home, or you can do them at the gym or wherever you find time and a space to be able to work out. If you want to find out a little bit more about how to tackle low back pain and correct your posture, stay tuned and let's get into this. You may have guessed, but the main thing that we have to tackle when it comes to weak and lengthened muscles is going to be your abdominals.
It generally starts with keeping a core nice and strong, and don't think the six-pack abs.
The main job of your abdominal muscles is going to be to support your entire upper trunk.
Because if you don't have support, you ain't got nothing, honey.
So once we have the abdominals under control, we can start working on our hip flexors and our gluteal muscles. I'm going to be inserting a clip right around here, right next to me, so you can take a look at what are some of the muscles that are going to be involved once your spine starts moving in both in forward flexion as well as in extension and also in side bending. I try to include a few views for you so you can take a look at that. All right, when we're talking about low back pain, the first thing that you have to decide, where exactly is the pain that you're experiencing and how long does that pain last for? Are you experiencing low back pain primarily at the low back, or does that pain actually travel all the way to the buttocks and the back of the leg? We can break this into two separate categories. You're going to either have problems just at the low back level and potentially at the buttocks area, or you're going to have back pain, but the pain starts traveling all the way to the leg and even sometimes to the ankle. This will determine what type of pain we're looking at. Type 1 is going to be dominantly back pain and leg pain. In this scenario, the pain is actually being more aggravated when you're bending forward. So if you reach or you're finding more stiffness in the morning, this is a type of pain that will actually lead to more of a disc problem. Now, when we're looking at type 2 within the same category, then finding that there's actually pain that happens when you're going back into extension or bending backwards. That type of pain can last anywhere from days all the way up to weeks, and that type of pain is more related back to the facet joints. All right, let's talk a little bit more about why the abdominal muscles are so important. Well, in all fairness, they are the core of everything. Because their attachment to your pelvic bone, it is only natural that as soon as the abdominal muscles become weak, then there's going to be slight changes to your pelvis. And once there's changes happening to your pelvic bone, then it will actually affect the curvature of your lumbar spine. It sounds kind of tricky, but I'll insert a picture so you can take a look at what the increased curvature of the lumbar spine looks like, so you can familiarize yourself with that. All you have to know, without getting way too technical, is that everything is connected. The front, the back, the sides, they're all connected. And based on the movements that you do every day, based on your posture, on your holding patterns, on a whole bunch of other reasons, all of those things will actually affect how your posture is. And are you completely doomed if you have poor posture? Absolutely not. But you definitely have to take note whether you need treatment, whether you need to do some remedial exercises, or maybe a combination of a few of those things together. What do we do to correct it? That is the age-old question. Well, we can correct it by taking a load off of the lengthened muscles and start strengthening up the ones that are weak. So in our case, you're going to have some weakened gluteal muscles and some weakened abdominal muscles. So naturally, we have to strengthen them up. And also on the shortened side, they become short and tight. Those muscles are going to be at the front. It will be your iliopsoas, so your main hip flexor. It's going to be your rectus femoris, which is also one of your hip flexors, but it's also one of the quadricep muscles. And we're also looking at your quadratus lumborum. And I will be inserting a clip right after this, and I will show you 4 exercises. It's going to be 2 stretches and 2 strengthening exercises. I'm going to be focusing on the strengthening side. I'm going to focus on your gluteus maximus and your abdominal muscles as a whole. And when it comes to stretching, I'm going to show you hip extension, so your hip flexors are going to get a nice stretch, and also your quadratus lumborum. And hopefully that will give you a little bit more guidance when it comes to tackling your own posture. Begin with your feet hip width apart, your arms in front of your chest, and core nice and engaged. Slowly lower yourself into a squatting position while you keep your back nice and strong, and just imagine that you're about to sit down into a chair. To avoid losing balance and to keep you more engaged, you may also create a counter pressure with your palms pressed against each other. Don't forget to breathe. You should feel a slight burning sensation in the buttocks and in the back of your leg. It should not be a sharp, excruciating pain. Just breathe through this. It will get easier with time. Alright, we're going to be working on our quadratus lumborum stretch. We'll begin with your feet nice and strong together and your core engaged. If you're side bending to the left, you may bring your right arm overhead to intensify the stretch. If you find that you have shoulder issues, you may also skip this step. Do this exercise until you feel a slight pulling sensation all the way on the side of your ribs. Hold this position for about 15 seconds. You can go back in for another set of 15 seconds. Grab a yoga mat and make sure that your forearm is flat on the ground. Make sure that your shoulders and your elbow creates a 90-degree angle. Keep your head in neutral while you're looking in front of you or down on the ground. Keep your legs hip width apart and make sure that your core, your arms, and your legs are nice and engaged. Just breathe. Alright, for our hip flexors, we're going to begin with a deep lunge, and you can place your knee right on the ground. Make sure that your knee does not go past your toes, and you can just stay here if this feels comfortable, or if you're feeling extra strong today, then you can also bring your arms down to your mat. If this is way too easy, you can also do a yoga pose called pigeon, where you completely bend your knee in front of you and you can lay your upper body right onto your knee, and make sure to breathe. Alright, here's an alternative for some core exercises. So lay down flat on the ground on your mat and lift both legs, just hovering just above the ground. You can hold this position anywhere from 10 seconds, leading all the way up to 30 seconds. From here, you can move right into phase 2, and that's going to be hip flexion. We're going to aim for about 15 to 30 repetitions, depending on how strong you're feeling that day. And now we're slowly moving into phase 3, which returns us back to the hold phase. Again, you can hold your leg just hovering right above the ground for anywhere between 15 seconds all the way up to 30 seconds. And that brings us to phase 4, which is straight leg raise. The repetitions here can be anywhere between, again, 15 to about 30 repetitions, depending on how strong you're feeling. And we'll finish strong with phase 5, which brings us back to the hold phase once again. And as promised, I do have a great giveaway for you guys. As a thank you for watching this video today and learning a little bit more about back pain, I wanted to give back. I'm offering a lucky winner, whoever has watched this video today, a chance to win a massage therapy treatment with me in Kitchener. Keep in mind that for the giveaway, I will be selecting one lucky winner within 1 week. All you have to do is give this video a big thumbs up and share it on one of your social media platforms. And down in the comments below, comment and let me know if you've ever experienced low back pain and what you did that has helped you. Thanks so much for tuning in today. I really do appreciate it. And as always, keep in mind that healthcare begins with self-care. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.